All right, here's our second sheet. We're going to start off with problem number 1. It says write the number 37. Well, sometimes we need help writing the number 37. So we're going to go back and we're going to build our place value chart and put your 10s and your 1s at the top. Okay, so we need 37. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making tally marks until I get to that first word that I heard was 30. So we count our tally marks. Remember, our 10s are drawn like this. There's 10, there's 20, there's 30. Okay, now if I add another one, that's 40, but I needed to get to 37, so I can't add another 10. I'm done with the 10s. 30, now I need to move over here to do 7. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Okay, 37. So now let's write the numbers for these. So how many 10s did I draw? How many 10s are there? There's 1, 2, 3 10s. So I put the number 3. How many 1s did I draw? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I drew 7 1s. So here's what the number 37 looks like. I would write that number right here. 37. Okay. Now it wants us to take 37 and write it in expanded form, which means we're going to break our blocks apart. Okay. Expanded form means we need to count the blocks. This block stands for 10. This one stands for another 10. This is another 10. So altogether that's 30 on this side. 10, 20, 30. There's 30. How many are here? I count these by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's only 7 on this side. 30 plus 7 equals 37. 30 on my 10s side. 7 on my 1s side equals 37 when you put it all together. 30 plus 7, 37. Okay, let's go ahead and let's come over here to this side. They want us to draw blocks. Okay, so drawing blocks, we're going to start off with 5 white dots. Now the easiest way to do this, white and black, is just to draw circles for the white ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my 5 white dots. Now I need to add some black dots, and I don't know how many, to get to 10 total dots. So we need to add them on to the 5 that we're starting with. So here's 5. If I add 1 black dot, that makes 5, 6. That's not 10. Add some more. 5, 6, 7. Still not there. 5, 6, 7, 8. Not there yet. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I need one more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I made it to 10. Now how many black dots did I add? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how we do that one. Okay, backing up, I wanted to give you the skill code really fast because I forgot. If you need work on writing numbers from word form, then you need to go to 2FT, skill code. This is on IXL, skill code 2FT. Okay, and if you want to work on place value with the blocks, okay, place value with the blocks and being able to know what the number is using the blocks, that is skill code 5CG. These are both very, very important skills going into 2nd grade. You really need to know how to do this, okay? So if this was very hard for you, you need to be practicing those 2 skill codes to get much better at it. This is basic math, and this is really the beginnings of algebra for them. knowing one part of a math problem and knowing the answer and then having to figure out how did I get to that answer. That's the beginnings of algebra, even in first grade. Okay, so skill code 6CB is where you need to go to practice more of that. Okay. We need to put these numbers in order from least to greatest. Okay, we need a place value chart for this because it's going to help us. So tens and ones, and we're going to put the numbers on here, 44, 32, and 23. Okay, we're going to compare our tens first. We need to find the one that is the least because least has to go down first. So remember, we cannot look over here. We have to start with our tens place. So even if you have to cover this up, which one is the least? Which one is smaller, 4, 3, or 2? If you need to, draw your tens out beside each one so that you can see which one is the smallest, okay? All right, so this one is the smallest. So that means this number 23 is the least. It doesn't matter what's over here. You have to look in the tens place first. So on your paper, you would write 23 down first, okay? Now, cross that number out so you don't have to worry about that one anymore. Now, look at what's left. Remember, ignore this. Just look here. Which one is the least? Look at your 10 blocks that you drew. This one is the least, which means this number 32 comes next on our paper. And that means 44 will be last. So now they're in order from least to greatest. And we used a place value chart, tens and ones, to help us figure that one out. If you need more practice with ordering numbers, which also is a big second grade, this is first grade obviously, but you've got to know how to do these for second grade. That is PB7. So if we want second grade math to be easier, let's spend some time on some of these skill codes. Okay. Next problem is dealing with coins. Okay, so this coin right here, you have to know, basically this is a first grade level skill. Okay, so we were learning our coins way back in, not a first grade level skill. This was learned back in kindergarten, okay? So if we didn't accomplish and master knowing all of our coins and how much they're worth, then we need to spend some time on this one. Okay, so the skill code to practice for this one would be YE6, because we've got to know our money. All right, so obviously this one is, and it might help too, for your student, if you will pull out the actual coin so that they can see both sides, because a lot of times they'll only show one side of the coin, but they may recognize the other side of the coin. So if you would pull out one of those coins for them so that they can kind of flip it over and look at it and manipulate it, that might be helpful also. So this one, which we just need to learn, it's just one of those things we have to learn. There's no trick. This one is a dime, and the dime is worth 10 cents. Now, how do we write money as a first grader? We don't use decimals, so you don't have to write 0.10 like this. This is what we learn in second grade. We will learn the decimal form of money in second grade. Right now, they just need to use the cent sign, so they'll do 10 and they'll use the cent symbol. So that's the letter C with the line put through it. So this is how we write money as a first grader. Okay, let's move on to our last problem. All right, we're going to create a bar graph with this data. A bar graph for these, this one is set up where the bar is going to go sideways, okay, rather than going up and down. Like a lot of times we see bar graphs that'll build up. This one is going to build sideways. Okay, so we need to come up with the title for the bar graph. We need to know the name of each category, and then we're going to fill in the bar according to this data over here. So the title says the number of students in each group. So what are we going to put up here? That's our title. So you'd write number. That's what that number stands for. Number of. And they do learn that hashtag means number even in first grade. I know, lots of things to learn in first grade math. Number of students in each group. Okay. Now we have the red group, the blue group, and the green group. And if you'll notice, this is the same data that we did on this chart here. Here we did tally graph. Okay, this is a tally graph. This one is a bar graph. So we're learning all sorts of different ways to look at data. All right, our first group is the red group, so they can just write red. Then we have blue, and then we have green. Okay, so there's a group of students in the red group, and how many students are in the red group? There's 6. If we were to color in and not color in anything, that would be 0 students. If I want 1 student, I'm going to have to color up to the 1. 2 students, and we're coloring our way to the line that's marked 6. So we're filling in all the way up to the 6 and stopping, okay? Now the blue group has 8 students. 8 is way over here. This line right here is what we need to color to. So we would color all the way up to the 8. Yes? Okay, green group, color all the way up to the 4. Now, looking at our data, let's answer the question. How many more students are in the blue group than the red group? So the way that we compare data looking at a graph is we're going to put our pencil down where they don't match. So we're looking at red and blue. These two match, these two match, these two match, those two match, those two match, those two match. So we're going to put a wall right here, and we're going to count how many are on the other side of the wall. Okay, they stopped matching right here, so I put my pencil right there. How many more does the blue group have? They have 2 more. So you would put 2, okay? That's the way we teach them, is to put a wall down, and they're going to count how many are on the other side of the wall because they match evenly up to the wall. But on the other side of the wall, the blue group has 2 more. So it just makes it a little bit easier for them to visually see it. Okay, so bar graph practice on IXL. There's bar graph practice on skill code 9US. Okay, 9US. All right, I've given you lots of different skill codes to practice. There's 10 total. If you wanted to have them practice some of these between now and next week's lesson, because I'm only going to post one lesson a week, I would pick the ones that they struggled with the most, or maybe just start with the first 2, okay? Because they need to practice something, but obviously you're not going to be able to get to all 10 of these. If you do, great. I mean, you could practice 2 a day on IXL, and you'd get lots of really good, valuable practice in, and they won't lose the math skills that they have gained before next summer, before next school year. So any practice that you can do on these is beneficial, and IXL is always an easy way to have them work on these. Okay, I will see you in the next lesson. Take care and be safe.